Hey guys, so I'm here this time to show you how to set up a Facebook ad. So I know it's a bit scary when you haven't done one before, and worse, there's so many information out there on how to start that you don't even know where to start. So look, the only way to start with Facebook ads is to just spend a little bit of money in there and see what happens, right? So I'm going to set up an ad for Meredith, whom I built a website for in a hot seat, which is Meredith here. She's all about self-healing, relieve pain without medication, chronic pain. And so I'm going to set something up like there. Okay. Acupuncture, she's talking about there. And also I think she talked about in here, Qigong exercise, right? So that's some of the keywords as well. And I also did some research on some keywords, what people could be looking for, pain specialists, pain management, those keywords there. Now it's going to make sense why in a second. So the way with Facebook ads is before you create one, you need an audience, right? Now, even before an audience, the first thing you need to do before you spend any money on Facebook is to set up your pixel. Now you're going to go, what the heck is a pixel, right? Pixel is like, you can think of it of this little bug or this little worm that seems to follow people around and see who they are. So whoever lands on your website, they will capture their digital footprint. Okay. You don't know who they are. The pixel will kind of protect their privacy. You can see it as a privacy thing that protects your privacy and their privacy. So when they land on your website, it will record who they are, their background, what their interests are, where they've been, have they visited your site and didn't buy, all that stuff that needs a pixel to capture. Okay. But you cannot access the details in it. What it will capture though is stuff that you're allowed to know, such as who bought, which is like, is it one or two? And the type of results that you get will look like this. And you only get this if you have a pixel installed, who's registered, how many registered, how many people have you reached, how much have you spent, right? And all that, how many people has clicked, and all that is required when you have a pixel. Okay. So before you continue the rest of this video, I encourage you to go watch that video where I teach you how to set up pixel with GrooveFunnels. Okay. If GrooveFunnels is what you're using. Once you set up the pixel, come back to this video and we're going to start with setting up an ad with your business account. Now, if you don't have a business Facebook account, that's fine. You can use a personal one, but go work on getting a business account. It's very easy. You just apply, you automatically get one. But a business account allows you to offload the work to another person when you don't want to do it anymore. But it's best that you understand how Facebook ads work so that you could direct the person that's going to help you as well, right? So that you know where to spend the money and you could challenge the people that's working for you as well. So here we go. We're going to go to the business account. I'm going to go to the audience. Okay. I'm going to first set up an audience because without an audience, you cannot, who are you going to show the ad to? So I'm going to call it chronic pain, right? Chronic pain and is the audience. I'm going to go down. So that's the name. Then I go down to Australia. That's one I want to target. Now, people who suffer with chronic pain, they're not 18. They will at least be 30, right? So, or even 35. Let's just start with 35 and above. And they're all men and women. Language is English. And then this is the part that you've got to pay attention to. Remember how I said the keywords? So let's go with pain, management. Let's just see. See, you go pain research and management, interventional pain management. So let's talk about pain research and management. What else is there? There's pain relief. The result found. What else would people go? What else? Qigong is something that Meredith talked about. There you go. Qigong. And then another one, Qigong, energy healing. Let's have a look. We've got 11,000 people so far, 140,000. Now we want that audience to be bigger, right? So let's talk about pain specialists. Pain specialists? No. Pain-free or pain-free. Nope. Nope. How about pain? What does pain? Musical project? No. Pain cure? I don't know. I'm just cure back pain network. So 96,000. So I'm just trying to increase the more people that would be in this group. I'm surprised there's no pain relief groups. Relief, stress relief, sports war emergency. Okay, so how about stress relief is one of them. What else did self-healing, right, is another one. Self-healing is another keyword. There you go, self-healing. Okay, so I've got about there's 19 million self-healing. There we are. I've got now 370,000 people. There's 19 million 360. What happens when I do this? Okay, there's less people in here. Okay, what's happened is in self-healing, there's 19 million people. However, because you put down age of 35 to 65, you can only reach 260,000 people. So we're going to add back pain management, pain research and management, interventional pain management. Just might as well put that in. People that are into Qigong might be the type of people that's interested in self-healing, pain-free medication. I don't know, health. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with that, but you get the gist, right? So you could use Google to look up as well. All right, so I might try chronic and see what comes up. Chronic disease awareness. Not sure whether they are similar things that Meredith does, but this is a start, right? So then the next thing I do is to perhaps increase the people, include people living in this location. I can add more people as well. How do I do that? Okay, Singapore. Okay, and I can also add Malaysia. Okay, so how many? 610,000. So I'm increasing the audience size now, right? And so what does it say now? So now you've got 610,000 people. These are the people matching these interests, English, the age, and the location, right? So I'm going to create save audience. Okay, now it's called chronic pain. That's the audience. And that would be the base of all your co-audience, right? So it's pretty much like, imagine a big net that you're going to cast over. Not all of them will be your ideal customer, but it's a start of you casting over a net to them. Now, the next thing is actually setting the ad. So you go to Ads Manager. Then the next thing you're going to do is create. Okay, so you can see here there's a campaign at the top. There's an ad set and there's an ad. Okay, and I'm going to explain to it once we set up the ad. So create. What we're going to do is going to go conversion. Conversion means we want to convert them to sign up. The campaign name is, I'm going to call it, you can call it T1. T1 is mainly what I refer to together with what I've been taught with the campaign Facebook manager. What we see it as is the campaign, the journal campaign, with all the co-audience where we cast the first big net. Okay, so I'll call it so that you can identify it. So we'll call it journal pain sufferers, let's just say, because that's the audience, right, that we're trying to capture. And then we're going to set the budget. So we go to this one here, I like to set lifetime budget because I find that if it's going to cost you $10 to acquire a registrant, if you set a budget of $20, you're only going to get 2 that day. But if you set a budget of say 100, you let Facebook determine and optimize over the say 2 days or 3 days that you're setting an ad to have them spend it for you. Okay, so I will go with CBO because Facebook know best. They have all the data, right? So I'm going to do it that way. Then we go next. Then we go to this second part called new ad set. So what happens is if you have 2 ads, you can put 2 ads under general pane. So it might be that you have 2 ads that target people in general for pain. But in this case, I'm just going to have 1 ad set. So I'm calling it Meredith did a video. So I'm going to call Meredith share. Okay. She might do another video of Meredith share too. You know, there'll be a second ad. So in this case, there's only this video, which is here. She's going to share this video here, and I'll just call it Meredith share. And what we're going to do is conversion is complete registration. This will be when you set up your pixel. And then we're going to start date. I might start that tomorrow, and then the time, and then you might end that 3 days later, and then the end time. Now, this is where you set the audience. So I'm going to use a saved audience. And you can see here, chronic pain ad. I'm going to click onto that, and that's what I'm going to use. And that's really the audience that you're going to be showing ad to. I usually leave it as automatic placement, or you could go to manual placement and untick audience network. What that basically does is it doesn't show it to the apps. Like, you know, people play games and apps and things that you don't want to show it there. So you can do it that way. Because it basically, if you don't untick that, it will show everywhere and anywhere. So at the moment, you show the ad in Facebook, Instagram, Messenger. Okay. Then what we're going to do is that next. Then the ad name. Again, you could have 2 ads to the same audience, right? So let me correct myself. So the first one is you're setting the budget, right? The second stage is where you set the audience, and the third one is where you set the type of ad. Okay, so correction. So this ad, I'll call it Meredith's video. Okay. And then if I go back to the top here, the second one, I'm going to rename it and I'll call it Journal Audience Sufferer, Pain Sufferer. Okay. And it will all make sense soon. Okay. Ad name is Meredith Video. Look, guys, when I first started off doing this Facebook ads, I don't even know there was 3 levels and what the purpose were. Then what you do is, your identity. So make sure that you've chosen your public page. So for me, it was Davina Daily. Then you can create a carousel, collection, or create an ad. Or you can use an existing post. So create an ad if you want to have a dark post. They call it dark post, meaning if you want to retarget someone, but so you don't want the general people to see it. You just want certain people to see it. In this case, being as a first ad, a general ad, you would be using an existing post, because I would assume that you would want to use a post that you've posted onto your Facebook public page, and you can use an existing post. So if I use an existing post, I could then look up those posts that's out there, right? So to use an existing post, then I scroll down to select posts, and I can select from my Facebook page any post I posted in the past, and I select that. So let's just say I want to select this post here and go continue. Okay, then I want to add a button, and I'll put the URL, which is my URL, which is here. Look, if it's Meredith, she needs to put her own URL, but in this case, I don't know Meredith's URL, so I'm going to put mine. Update post, and you can see here this update to learn more. So when people watch the video, they're interested, they'll click the learn more, and this is where you're going to send them to your funnel, right? Then you can see that it's tracking your pixel right here, and then you go publish. So I'm not going to publish because I don't want it to start spending money on my page. And that's it, right? So I'm not going to publish. I'm just going to go back, and it saves down automatically anyway. We're going to have a look at what it looks like. So see here, it says campaign. You can see this tab. So that refers to, the name of your campaign, meaning, who are you showing it to and the type of ad. So the campaign you're running is retargeting certain people. And so I call it the cold audience. I call it T1. Then when I click onto here, it will take me to ad set meaning who are you showing it to? Remember how a campaign is where I set my budget, which is here, right? And when you go to ad set, it shows you the audience. You choose the audience. So it could be that you can have the same this $100 budget, let's just say, and then you could set up another audience. So you could just see, I can duplicate this, okay, and see how I'm just going to discard post, but you can see how I've got copy, but I'm going to show you on the screen here. See how there's another one. So if you go back, this is T1. This is where you set the highest level, right? So the boss, you can say the highest level at the top, $100 budget. I click onto here. It has two audience. So it could be you have general audience, and then the other one could be general, or it could be just Qigong audience only. So what you're basically doing when you're doing general audience, Qigong only, or pain management sufferer. So you have three types of audience, or what you could also do, instead of three types of interest, you could go three types of geographic. So it could be one in Singapore, one in Malaysia, one in Australia, let's just say. When you do it this way, what Facebook will do is it's going to take this $100 and it's going to distribute to these two or three audience as it see fits, to see which one is performing the best for you, how to best spend your money. So that's how it will do it. And then when you click on, let's just say this main one here that you first set up, it's going to then say in that who should you spend the money on. So you could have two ads, or you could just have one ad. Look, it gets a bit complicated when you start going, who and who, because what you can also do to kind of complicate a little bit more is that you could also say, no, I actually want to spend $100 in Singapore, $100 in Malaysia, and $100 in Australia, say, and you don't want Facebook to determine who is who, because sometimes Facebook might favor Singapore because they could relate to your video more, let's just say, right? But you want to also grow your audience in Australia, right? So what you can do, all you have to do is go back into here, duplicate this so that you can 3 of these T1 general pain sufferers, and then in each one, you would have just one audience, which is just a Singaporean audience, or just the Australian audience. And you could call this T1 Journal Plane Sufferers / Singapore, so that when you click onto it, the only audience here is just Singapore. And when you click onto it, there's only one video. So what did I do personally when I first started? I only had one. Okay, if I just scroll down and show you very early on, let's just say this one here. Okay, that one is still tick. Why has it got that train sound? No idea what's that. Because it's selected somewhere. Okay. All right. So let's just say I click onto here, and this is not meant to be here. I'm not sure what's happening here. Delete that. So delete that. Okay. So I'm just going to clean this. No idea what that's for. So you can see that attract JV, there should be just, see how I've got this attract JV. So I click onto this campaign, attract JV. Because I only have one video, I only have one audience. So this is my audience. And then when I click onto here, there's only one video. So that's how I would start off with. So if you were just starting out, I would keep it simple. Choose one campaign, one audience, and one video, and that's all you need, right? So I hope that helps. If there's if it's getting a bit confusing, let me know. You can start off with $10 and then see what happens and see whether something is working, and then we can go from there. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and chat to you later. Bye.